Hello, children. A big, warm welcome to your very own channel, Ammu&You, where Ammu is always ready with a new story for you. A new and interesting story. Stories are amazing for our lives. They tell us about everything around us. People, nature, history, our past. Today, the story that I have got for you is about an immensely inspiring personality, not only for us in our country, but the whole world. Mother Teresa, who is now known as Saint Mother Teresa. Let me tell you her story. Now, August 26, 1910, in a little town named Macedonia, which is called now, a little baby girl was born to a couple. The father was a businessman, a very successful one, and the mother was a very religious-minded housewife. The father named their daughter Agnes. Agnes, right from her very childhood, was extremely disciplined and had a very helpful heart. She would help everyone, share her things with everyone. She was shy. She was an introvert. She did not talk too much, but was always there, ready to share her things with her brother and sister. When Agnes was just 9 years old, misfortune struck her life. Her father fell sick and he died. Mother was a very strong woman. She took over the responsibility of their 3 children and started looking after them to the best of her capabilities, and at the same time praying to God, as she had an extremely religious bent of mind. Probably Agnes imbibed that mindset from her mother. They would go to the church regularly, and one day she heard from the father in the church. When asked that why was he not seen for so many days, father said, I had been to Calcutta, a beautiful city in India. Calcutta? How is that city, father? It's a beautiful city, child. When you grow up, you must visit it, said father. Now, Agnes asked father, Father, I have a question for you. Yes, my child. How will we know when the Lord is calling you into some vocation? Ah, what a wonderful question, father replied. You will know when you feel real happiness in whatever you do. That is when you would know that God is calling into your vocation. She was just 17 when she got God's call upon her. She told her mother, Mother, I need to tell you something. I have been feeling strangely but deeply. Yes, my child, what is it? I wish to be a nun. Hearing this, her mother was quiet. She did not reply. She just went to her room, shut the door, and started praying. She kept on praying for 24 hours continuously. And after that, she came out of the room. She found Agnes there. Agnes seemed to be worried. Mother, I was worried for you. You were in the room for 24 hours. Why? Her mother replied calmly, "Child, I had heard your wish and I wanted to have a conversation with the Lord. I know that you will leave me and go away forever. But now I have accepted your wish. This profession is going to take you away from your family. But don't you worry. You must just put your hand into the hand of the Lord and walk all the way with him. That is all that I can tell you." Agnes hugged her mother and said, "Thank you, mother." Agnes joined a Catholic order and came to India, Calcutta, in December 1928. She was just so young. "Goodbye, my child," said her mother when Agnes was leaving home. None of them knew that they were never to see each other again in this life. Agnes formally became a sister and took up the name of Teresa. She started working in a hospital, looking after the patients in Bengal. She served them with all her heart. And then, after serving them for a while, she became a teacher and joined a school teaching children. She loved children, and her loving heart made her their favorite. Very soon, one day she saw a brother and sister offering food to each other during the lunch break, refusing to eat self. The sister was saying, "Brother, I'm not hungry. You eat the whole lunch." And the brother said, "I know you are hungry. Why do you want to give me all the food? Let us share." Hearing this, Sister Teresa, now she was called that, went to them and asked them, "What is the matter? Why are you both trying to feed each other?" The girl then said, "Sister, we are very poor. There is not much food at home. And my little brother was ill some days back, and the doctor had said that he must have 3 meals a day. So I offered my share of meal to him too, so that he regains his strength." And the brother said, "But you also are hungry, sister. I cannot eat while you are hungry." Sister Teresa smiled at them and said, "Come with me, children." She took them to the lunchroom of the school and offered them her share of food. "Eat," said she. Mother Superior entered there, and seeing this, she called Sister Teresa and said, "What is it that you're doing? You've offered all your food to these two children. Didn't you realize that this could become a habit? They would start expecting of you every day." "Mother, I feel these children need food more than me. They are hungry, they are poor, they have no food at home." "What about yourself?" asked Mother. "It's okay, Lord will look after me. I can't help not thinking about them. You need to stop putting everyone before yourself." "Mother, I can't do that. Everyone is the child of God." Now, this was what Sister Teresa was. Not very long after this, one day, when Sister Teresa with another sister was aboarded a train to Darjeeling, she found her real calling. Her real calling, she understood She came back to the convent and told Mother Superior that she wanted to leave the convent. What? Yes, Mother, I have found my calling, true calling. Mother Superior had immense respect and affection for Sister Teresa. She acceded to her request and allowed the formalities to be done, and Sister Teresa left the convent and to start work on her own. She got trained in healthcare and started working in the slums of Calcutta. She had no money to buy medicines. She would just go walking long distances, reach a pharmacist with a long list of medicines that she needed for the poor. She would just pass the list to the manager of the pharmacy, and she would just request him to do whatever he could to help her. Her pleasant demeanor helped her to get all the medicines. The managers were all bowled over by her serenity. They just took the list and would give them the packet, all that was written there down. And she would say, "Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord, for helping me on every step." Now, one day while she was working, going from one place to the other, she met Father Julian. Father Julian said, "Hello, Sister Teresa, how good to see you. I've been wanting to meet you, but one day I hear that you are here, one day you are somewhere else, and it's so difficult to reach you." Ha ha ha, Father Julian. I go wherever I am needed. There are so many people to look after too. Father Julian said, "What a wonderful heart you have, Sister Teresa. And that is why, when I spoke to one of my friends about you, he was mightily impressed with your work. And he has sent this for you." And Father Julian handed an envelope to Sister Teresa. "What is this? Open and see." She opened, and there was a check with a big amount written there. "Oh, Father Julian, you do not know how many people are going to be benefited by this money. Thank you so much. And please do thank your kind friend." This is how Sister Teresa would get help from unknown, unexpected quarters. Whatever few coins she would be left with, anyone would come and ask for help, she would happily give it away. She just wouldn't think about her own self. Any hungry child would come asking for food, she would take him to the nearby food shop and pay for his food. Without even thinking, she has no money left with her own self. She always believed that Lord will look after her as he has been doing so for so many days. One day, Subhashini, a girl from her former ministry, joined her work. She said, "Sister Teresa, I admire what you are doing and I really want to join hands with you. Welcome, Subhashini, but I hope you've asked your family." "Yes, my family has no objections to my joining you." And like this, Subhashini was the first person to join Sister Teresa in her charity work, in her Teresa's ministry. They kept on working for the poorest of the poor and needy, going from one slum to the other. Slowly, others also started joining in, and the number in the ministry kept growing. None of them worked for any payments. Each one of them possessed only 2 saris, some personal belongings, and a prayer book. They would be up early in the morning, finish their daily chores, pray, have the simplest breakfast of chapati and chai, tea, and leave for work. With the poor, they would have a small lunch break, come back and have simple dal chawal for lunch, go back again to work, and come back again in the evening. They would have a simple meal again for dinner and then pray for a long time before they all went to bed. This is how the Sister Teresa's ministry started growing, and it expanded in more than 20 cities in India. It started expanding globally too. And in the year of 1979, Nobel Peace Prize was awarded to Sister Teresa. She was invited to accept the prize. She went there, and before accepting the prize, she said, "Let us all join our hands to pray first to the Lord Almighty." And everyone prayed together. After the prayers, she said, "It is not enough to say that I love God and I do not love my neighbor. It is very important to realize that love, if it is really love, must hurt. You cannot love truly without coming out of your comfort zone." And people there started talking. We have never heard of love being talked about like this. What a humble person she is. She's not even wearing a footwear. She is so simple and such a divine, calm look on her face. Then one day she was invited to meet Pope John Paul II. Mother Teresa was filled with joy as she had wanted to meet him for a long, long time, because she knew she wanted to discuss with him so much that they could do together for the world filled with needy people. And Pope John Paul II met her and said, "You have such a wonderful heart, Sister Teresa. I wish there were many people like you in the world so the world would become a better place." Such beautiful were the words of the Pope for Sister Teresa. Now, Sister Teresa breathed her last on the 5th of September 1997. She was granted a state funeral by the Indian government in gratitude of whatever she had done all her life, serving people. The Missionary of Charity by then had more than 4,000 sisters. There were 610 Missionary of Charities working in around 123 countries all around the world. Now, she was proposed for sainthood. 2 miracles recognized by the Vatican that led her to be granted the sainthood were recorded. One of them was when, in the year 1997, Manika, a tribal woman, was diagnosed with a tumor in her stomach. The doctors had given up, and her husband was shattered to know that there was nothing to do to save his wife. He had become hopeless when one of the sisters there in the hospital came and advised that, "Why don't you take her to the Missionaries of the Charity? Probably they will pray and cure her." So the husband took her. Monica to the Missionaries of Charity. And it was the first death anniversary of Mother Teresa. And the sisters there in the Missionaries of Charity took in Monica and put her into a room. And they came to see her. And they said, let us all join in prayer. And Monica, please pray to God with all your heart, asking for a cure. The sisters prayed, and Monica, with all her heart and soul, prayed to God that, Lord, please cure me for my family. I want to be there with them. That night, suddenly, a light, a strong beam of light was emitted out of the photograph of Sister Teresa, who by then was addressed as Mother Teresa. The photograph was hanging on a wall opposite the bed, and a strong beam of light emitted out of it and fell over Monica. Monica could feel that strong intensity of light, and in a while she fell asleep, peaceful sleep after many, many months of pain and suffering. She woke up in the morning. The doctor came to check her, and he could not believe what he saw. Monica had no tumor in her abdomen anymore. He could feel it from the top. Monica felt that she was cured. That was one miracle that was proven and verified by the Vatican. There were other miracles too, which were verified by the Vatican later. And in the year 2016, Mother Teresa was canonized a saint. And so she was named Saint Mother Teresa. She was a miraculous woman. She was a woman filled with love and compassion for others. She never thought of herself, only about others. And that gave her the strength to serve. That made her strong. That was her true calling, to serve others, to serve the needy. She was always calm and serene. And what a beautiful lesson she taught all of us through her own life. To serve others, to love others, to have compassion for others. I'm sure, children, you would be much inspired by the story. You can read more about her and try to be compassionate, kind, and loving to everyone around. You can like, share, subscribe the story, help it spread and grow, reach others, and wait for Ammu again, who will come soon with another story to inspire you, to entertain you. Ammu loves you. Thank you for watching the video.